Welcome to the deep dive. Ready to explore empathy and emotional intelligence?
Absolutely.
I think we all throw those words around, but what do they actually mean?
Yeah, we hear these buzzwords everywhere, but we're going to really get into it today.
Yeah, today we're going deep
Deep dive.
into the science and how you can actually use this stuff
It's-
to improve your life.
It's about going way beyond just feeling sorry for somebody. It's about really connecting with them.
Okay, so let's break down empathy first.
Sure.
What is it and why should we care?
Empathy has three core parts: cognitive, emotional, and compassionate. So cognitive empathy is all about understanding someone's perspective.
Okay,
Emotional empathy is about actually feeling what they feel.
gotcha.
And then compassionate empathy is about helping.
Okay, so it's not just about feeling bad for someone.
Right.
It's about understanding and feeling with them and then actually doing something.
Yeah, taking action.
Interesting.
And a great example of this is in healthcare. There's research that shows doctors who score high on empathy
Really?
actually have patients who recover faster.
That's fascinating.
It all comes down to feeling understood.
That makes sense. When you feel like your doctor really gets you,
Right.
you're more likely to trust their advice.
Exactly, like that old saying.
What is it?
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's a good one.
Right.
So empathy is about understanding, feeling, and taking action.
Yes.
Now, what about emotional intelligence?
Oh.
EQ.
EQ.
I always thought it was just about being nice.
It's more than that.
Is there more to it?
It's about being smart with your emotions.
Okay.
Think of it like a control panel for your feelings.
I love that.
Being able to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions.
So it's not just about being nice. It's about being aware of your emotions,
Right.
understanding how they work,
Right.
and using that knowledge to make better decisions.
Exactly.
Wow.
Daniel Goleman, one of the leading researchers in this field,
I've heard that name.
he breaks EQ down into 5 parts: self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills.
Okay.
And get this,
Yeah.
research suggests that EQ
Mm-hmm.
might be even more important than IQ
Really?
for success in many careers,
Wow.
especially those that involve working with people.
So you're telling me someone could be super smart,
Yes.
but still struggle if they don't have strong emotional intelligence?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
Empathy is like a key ingredient in emotional intelligence.
Interesting.
It lets us connect with others on a deeper level.
So are you saying there's actual scientific evidence for
Yeah.
how empathy and EQ work in the brain?
There is, and this is where it gets really cool.
Okay, lay it on me.
Scientists have discovered something called mirror neurons.
Near neurons.
These are brain cells that fire both when you experience something and when you watch someone else experience it.
So you're saying there are neurons that actually make us feel
Yes.
what others are feeling?
Exactly.
That's wild.
It's like your brain is trying to step into their shoes.
So cool.
And it's not just mirror neurons.
Ah.
Other areas of the brain are involved too.
Like what?
The prefrontal cortex helps you understand other people's perspectives,
Okay.
and the amygdala processes emotions.
Interesting.
So we're actually wired for empathy.
That's pretty amazing.
It is.
But what if someone isn't naturally empathetic?
Yeah.
Can you learn it?
The great thing about our brains is they're adaptable.
Okay.
EQ and empathy are skills you can develop, just like learning to play an instrument.
So we have the power to actually rewire our brains.
Yes.
For greater empathy and emotional intelligence.
Exactly.
This is blowing my mind.
It's pretty incredible stuff.
So how do we apply this to everyday life?
Yeah, how do we actually use it?
It's one thing to understand it, but how can we use it to build stronger relationships,
Right.
navigate work challenges,
Right.
or just live a more fulfilling life?
That's the million-dollar question.
That's what I want to know.
And that's what we're going to explore next.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Get ready to discover the power of empathy and EQ in action.
All right, listeners, stay tuned. We're about to dive into how you can level up your EQ
Yes.
and bring more empathy into every aspect of your life.
This is going to be good.
It is going to be good.
I'm excited.
Me too. All right, so we've got empathy and EQ down.
Yes.
Now I want to know how this all works in real life.
In practice, yeah.
How can these skills actually help us with our everyday lives?
Okay, so think about the last time you had a disagreement with someone, maybe a friend or family member.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like
Yeah,
you were talking past each other?
all the time.
Like you weren't on the same page?
It's so frustrating when it feels like the other person
Right.
just isn't getting it.
That's where empathy comes in.
Okay.
When you use those 3 components we talked about.
Right.
Cognitive, emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and compassionate empathy.
Yeah.
It can totally change how you deal with conflict.
So instead of just trying to make my point,
Yes.
I should try to understand their perspective,
Exactly.
connect with how they're feeling,
Yes.
and then find a way to move forward.
Together, yeah.
Mhm.
Even if you don't agree with their viewpoint,
Yeah.
just making an effort to understand can really help.
Okay.
And this is where self-regulation comes in.
Yeah.
One of the key parts of EQ.
Being able to manage your own emotions,
Yes.
especially when things get heated.
Absolutely.
It's so easy to say something you regret
Oh, yeah.
in the heat of the moment.
It happens.
So learning to pause, take a breath,
Breathe.
and respond thoughtfully instead of just reacting.
It's huge.
Yeah.
This is good stuff.
It's a skill you can get better at over time.
I like that.
Practice makes perfect.
Okay, so empathy and EQ are like the keys to a good relationship.
Definitely. What about work?
The workplace.
Yeah, do these skills matter at work?
More than you think.
Really?
Yeah, think about what makes a great leader. They inspire their team. They handle conflict well.
Right.
They build trust and rapport. Those are all signs of high EQ.
You know, I always thought leadership was about charisma,
Oh, yeah.
like having that it factor,
Sure.
but you're saying EQ is even more important?
Well, charisma can help,
Okay.
but without the emotional intelligence, it won't get you very far.
So it's not just about being a good speaker
Yeah.
or having a magnetic personality.
It's deeper than that.
It's about genuinely caring about your team
Yes.
and connecting with them.
Exactly.
I never thought about it like that.
It's not just about leadership either.
Oh.
Think about sales or customer service.
Okay.
Any job where you work with clients,
Right.
you need to understand their needs, build rapport,
Yeah.
resolve issues.
Those are all EQ skills.
They are.
Wow.
It can make or break a deal.
So it sounds like EQ is becoming more important
It is.
in the professional world.
Absolutely. Companies are realizing that people with high EQ, they're adaptable, resilient,
Okay.
better at handling the challenges of today's workplace.
So they're more valuable employees.
Exactly. They create a more positive,
Yeah.
productive environment,
That makes sense.
which benefits everyone.
Okay, so we've talked about relationships and work.
Uh-huh.
Where else do empathy and EQ matter?
Well, one area that's important to me is education.
Oh, interesting.
Teachers with high EQ,
Yeah.
they create learning environments that are stimulating and supportive.
I like that.
They understand that students learn best when they feel safe,
Yeah.
respected,
Okay.
and understood.
That makes so much sense. When you feel comfortable,
Yes.
you're more likely to take risks.
Exactly.
Take questions.
Engage with the material.
I wish all my teachers had been more emotionally intelligent.
Me too.
So it's not about being nice
No,
or easy on the students.
it's about meeting their needs and creating a good learning environment.
So meeting students where they are
Yes.
emotionally and academically.
Exactly.
And then there's healthcare.
Healthcare is a big one.
If you're going through something difficult medically,
Right.
wouldn't you want a doctor who really listens,
Absolutely.
understands your fears and concerns,
And makes all the difference.
treats you with compassion?
Yes.
I think we've all had doctors who seemed rushed
Oh, yeah.
or didn't really listen.
It's the worst.
It makes such a difference when you feel like your doctor cares.
It really does. And research shows
Is it?
that patients who feel understood,
Uh-huh.
they actually have better outcomes.
That's amazing.
You're more likely to follow their treatment plan.
Wow. So empathy can actually be healing.
It really can.
This is incredible.
It's amazing to see how empathy and EQ
Mm-hmm.
can have such a positive impact.
It is.
And the best part is,
Yeah.
anyone can develop these skills.
Okay, so all this talk about empathy and EQ is great.
Yeah.
But it's a bit overwhelming.
It can be.
Where do I even begin?
I know, right?
What are some practical things people can do?
To boost their EQ.
Yeah, how can we actually improve?
That's a great question.
Lay it on us.
And that's what we're going to explore next.
I'm ready.
Get ready to learn some simple but powerful techniques
Okay.
to level up your emotional intelligence.
All right, I'm ready for those EQ boosting tips.
Okay, let's get practical.
Yeah, how do we actually improve our EQ?
Well, you know how we can measure IQ?
Yeah?
You can actually measure EQ too.
Really?
There are assessments like the EQI.
What's that?
It stands for Emotional Quotient Inventory.
Okay.
It gives you a detailed look at your strengths and weaknesses.
So it's like a report card for your emotions.
Exactly.
I kind of want to take one now.
It can be really insightful.
I bet.
But assessments are just one piece of the puzzle.
Okay, what else?
Feedback from people you trust is super important too.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Ask your friends, family, colleagues for their honest opinions.
Yeah, sometimes we can't see our own blind spots.
Exactly. Getting that outside perspective can be really helpful.
Okay, what about specific techniques?
Let's dive in.
All right.
One of the most fundamental skills is self-awareness.
Okay.
Start by paying attention to your emotions throughout the day.
Just notice them.
Notice what triggers them,
Okay.
how you react,
Mm-hmm.
and how your emotions affect your interactions with others.
So it's like becoming a detective of my own emotions.
Exactly. Instead of just reacting,
Yeah.
you take a step back and observe.
Interesting.
You can even try journaling to track your emotional patterns.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Write down what happened, how you felt,
Mm.
what you were thinking, and how you responded.
So I can see the patterns
Exactly. It can help you identify triggers.
and maybe find better ways to cope.
Yes, journaling can be really powerful.
Okay, what else?
Another crucial skill is active listening.
Active listening.
We often wait for our turn to talk.
Oh, yeah. Guilty.
Instead of really listening,
I do that all the time.
we all do.
But active listening is important.
It creates a space for connection and understanding.
So how do you do it?
One simple technique is reflecting back what you hear.
Oh, like repeating what they said.
Summarize it to make sure you understand.
Okay.
You can say something like,
Mm-hmm.
so what I'm hearing is that you're feeling frustrated
It
because...
shows them you're paying attention.
Exactly. And it gives them a chance to clarify,
Right, to make sure you're on the same page.
which can prevent miscommunication and conflict.
This is great stuff.
So we've got self-awareness, active listening,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's emotional regulation.
Right, managing your emotions.
We all have intense emotions,
Yeah,
but learning to manage them is so important
for sure.
for healthy relationships and well-being.
So what are some good ways to regulate emotions?
Mindfulness and deep breathing are really effective.
Deep breathing, does that really work?
It does. Deep, slow breaths.
Ah,
They tell your nervous system to calm down.
interesting.
It's like hitting pause on your stress response.
Okay, I can see that.
And mindfulness practices like meditation
Yeah.
can help you become more aware of your emotions.
So you can control how you respond.
Exactly.
This is great. Any other tips?
Cultivate curiosity.
Curiosity.
When you approach interactions with curiosity,
Mm-hmm.
you open yourself up to new perspectives.
Instead of assuming you know what they're thinking,
Right. Ask open-ended questions and listen.
be more open.
Exactly.
Like that.
And remember, it's not about being perfect.
Of course not.
We all make mistakes.
Everyone does.
The key is to be patient with yourself, learn, and keep practicing.
This has been so helpful.
Glad to hear it.
I feel like I have a whole new set of tools
That's the goal?
to build better relationships and handle challenges,
Exactly. Emotional intelligence is a journey.
not a destination.
It's something we can always work on.
So for our listeners who want to boost their EQ,
Yes.
what's one small thing they can do today?
Start with self-awareness. Take a few minutes to observe your emotions.
Notice how you're feeling.
See what triggers certain feelings
Okay.
and how your emotions affect your interactions.
I can do that.
That's a great first step.
This has been an awesome deep dive into empathy and EQ.
It's been fun.
It's amazing how these skills can really change our lives.
And the world.
Yeah, make it a better place.
Absolutely. Even small changes can make a difference.
That's a great point.
By becoming more empathetic and emotionally intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
you're not only improving your own life.
You're making the world a more compassionate place.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our listeners,
Yes.
keep learning, keep growing,
Keep exploring.
and we'll see you next time.
See you then.